There are moments in life that divide everything into before and after. For most people, those moments happen while they're awake. A conversation that can't be undone. A loss that rearranges your priorities. A realization that quietly changes how you see the world. But some of the most important moments of my life happened while I was sleeping. And I'm not talking about dreams that dissolve the second you open your eyes, that disappear. And I don't mean flashes of nonsense or half remembered images. I mean the dreams that stay with you, dreams that follow you into the morning, dreams that change the way you breathe, the way you react, and the entire way you move throughout the day. For a long time, I didn't talk about it because the moment you mention dreams, people assume fantasy, imagination, or even escapism. But when you've had enough vivid dreams, enough lucid dreams, you begin to notice a pattern. Dreams don't speak in logic. They speak in emotion, in symbolism, in truth. They bypass the stories we tell ourselves when we're awake. And today, I want to tell you about a few dreams that didn't end when I woke up. Dreams that trained me, that warned me, and that reshaped my waking state. The first dream I'd like to share started the way many important dreams do, as a nightmare. Everything felt stuck, compressed. The air felt thick, like the world was pressing in on itself. I was moving, but not fast enough. Running away, but never escaping. There was something behind me. I never was able to see it clearly, and that made it worse. My chest felt tight. My legs felt heavy. That ancient, instinctive panic took over me. Run. Get away. And don't stop. And I ran. Through spaces that didn't make sense. Hallways that bent and moved. Corners that never led anywhere. The harder I tried to escape, the more powerless I felt. Until exhaustion replaced fear. And in that moment, something shifted. I realized I was dreaming. Not in an excited way. Not in a, ooh, what cool thing can I do now kind of way. In a grounded, stable way. And instead of doing what I always did, instead of trying to escape, I stopped. I turned around. In that moment, I faced what was chasing me. Everything slowed. The presence didn't rush forward at me. It didn't attack. It didn't threaten me at all. It simply waited. And I felt it then, so clearly. The fear wasn't coming from it. The fear was coming from me. So I did something that felt impossible before. I allowed that fear to exist without reacting to it. No reaction. I didn't suppress. I didn't try and fight. And I didn't obey it. And just like that, the dream transformed. The darkness softened. The pressure lifted. The presence dissolved. Like mist evaporating in sunlight. So I woke up with my heart still pounding, but something inside me had changed. After that night, that running fear lost its grip in my waking life. Not completely. Not magically, but fundamentally. I started noticing my fears for what they actually were. A sensation, not a command. I paused more. I reacted less. I questioned urgency instead of obeying it. All sorts of urgencies. The dream taught me something no book ever did. Fear feels authoritative, but it's rarely truthful. And most of the time, it disappears the moment you stop running. On to the second dream I'd love to share that couldn't have been more different. No pressure, no darkness, no threat. It was quiet. I was standing in an open space, vast, but not empty. There was no clear horizon, no walls, no ceiling, just stillness. I was lucid again, fully aware I was dreaming. But for the first time, I didn't try and control anything. No flying, no changes of scenery, and no experiments. I just stood there, and something surprising happened. The more still I became, the more present the dream felt. It was as if the dream had been waiting for me to stop performing. There was a presence, not a person, and not a voice, just awareness. And then, without words, something landed. A recognition, not advice, no instructions, just a remembering. This is who you are when you stop trying to be impressive, when you stop shaping yourself for approval, when you stop chasing the reflections of other people's lives. And I woke up feeling aligned and clear. Nothing in my external world had changed, but internally, something settled. After that dream, I stopped forcing directions that didn't fit, stopped trying to outrun my own nature, and I stopped doubting my instincts simply because they were quiet. That dream didn't give me clarity. It gave me trust. And I realized something most important. Lucid dreaming isn't about control. It's about relationship. It's about listening to the parts of yourself that don't speak during the day. On to the third dream I'd like to share. The one that disturbed me the most. Because it didn't feel symbolic. It felt absolutely ordinary. I was living a life, a normal one. Days passed, years passed. Nothing was wrong, but something was missing. There was a small dissatisfaction just humming in the background. Not enough to cause intense pain, just enough to dull everything. In the dream, I had chosen comfort over truth, familiarity and safety over growth, delay over courage. And time had done what it always does. It had turned hesitation into a lifestyle. I could feel the weight of years lived slightly off center. Not disastrously, just misaligned. I woke up with a strange feeling in my chest. Not fear, not panic. Clarity. That dream wasn't predicting my future. It was revealing a possible one. And when I woke up, I made changes. Not dramatic ones, honest ones. I stopped waiting for certainty before taking action. I stopped postponing conversations that needed to happen. I stopped treating time like something that resets forever. That dream saved me from a future I didn't want. Not by scaring me, well, kinda, but more by showing me the cost of inaction and stagnation. Safety and comfort overused. After years of dreams like this, a pattern becomes clear. Dreams aren't random. They're reflections, rehearsals, messages. They show you who you are when no one is watching. When you become lucid, dreams stop being just entertainment. They become feedback. The dream world isn't separate from waking life. It's the training ground. Every night, you enter a space where fear can't actually harm you, where mistakes don't permanently define you, and where truth arrives without social filters. And most people sleep through it. Not because they're incapable, just because they never taught themselves to pay attention. But some of us learn to wake up inside it. And once you do, you start waking up during the day as well. Yeah, some people are asleep in their waking life too. And of course, me too a little bit sometimes. We all daydream. Anyways, once you do, you notice patterns faster. You regulate your emotions more calmly, clearly. And you recognize your fears, desires, and avoidances for what they really are. No confusion. If you want to learn how to explore that world consciously, how to turn dreams into guidance instead of noise, welcome to the channel, LucidDreamLegend. The journey doesn't begin when you fall asleep. It begins when you decide to pay attention.
That's good.
Safe travels, dreamers.